What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Rudy's Rant. Post game reaction to the Indiana Fever embarrassing debacle loss to the Los Angeles Sparks 100-91 in LA. Can't say I'm not surprised. I thought they'd lose this game. They did exactly what I expected. Defense looked like absolute dog shit after, you know, it was said that they play better defense when someone else doesn't play. But that's neither here nor there. That's a topic for another day. You got a game that you're down 22 points in the fourth quarter, getting skull drug all over the place. The final score was not an indicator of the absolute ass whooping thrashing that the Indiana Fever were given tonight, and it was utterly freaking embarrassing. Let's welcome aboard. What Maverick, Duke, Lester, Vidya, Amor, JC, Tyrone, Kyle, Lars, Ravens fan Eric Jones, Jayski, Bell, Dan, Rubel. Appreciate everyone jumping on board this evening. Thank you. I know it's late night. Right now it's 12:18 a.m. on the Eastern time, South Florida. This is the third straight time that the Sparks have sparked the Fever. They got one left against them on August 29th in LA. No, it was embarrassing. The game was 90-68. The game was 90-68. It was embarrassing. Do not let that fake ass final score trick you. They were getting drug in this game. Drug. 90-68. They won 191. Don't let that little fluffy run fool you. If you were watching that game, they got whipped. It was embarrassing. Yes, the Sparks are talented. I said the Sparks would be a top 5 team, if you recall, in the WNBA this year. I think you're going to see that they're going to be better, that you can have a player like Cameron Brink be completely pathetic offensively, but have 5 block shots and completely change the way the game looked inside. 5 block shots. I mean, she's 6'4", but she plays like she's 6'9". Seriously. She plays so much bigger than she is because she just stays tall and she stays small. I mean, the way she just does with her arms, like it's not. There's no moving over. It's keep my hands up. I'm long. All that stuff. Once again, another wonderful coaching job by Stephanie White, and it wasn't meant 6'9" like that, Lester, but the wonderful coaching job that it is Stephanie White. A day after she was on ESPN yesterday, all of a sudden, for the first time all season, glazing Caitlin Clark. Oh my God. The first time we've heard it all year. She is praising and glazing Caitlin Clark. Ben Daniel said it perfectly. When Caitlin's on the floor, the actual defense for the Indiana Fever is better than when she's not on the floor. But there are people that will tell you that they're better defensively with her off the floor. Not really. They shot 56%. At what they were shooting 60% at halftime. The Sparks were shooting 60% at halftime. And it didn't drop much. They finished the game shooting 56% from the field, 50% from 3. The Fever only committed 4 turnovers and got beat by 9. You have questionable rotations, questionable lineups. There was a point where they had Dantas, Timpson, Colson, Hull, and Cunningham on the floor. And I believe that was in the second quarter, if I am not mistaken. They had that lineup on the floor, and that is when the game got away. In what world would you think that lineup would ever make sense? That is not a lineup that's going to produce points. Colson is not a scorer. Timpson is not going to score a bunch. Dantas is not going to score. Sophie needs to have the ball set up for her. And I'm not even going to speak on the other person. I'm not even going to speak on Lexi. There's not anything to say about Lexi. This team was down in its run. I mean, let's let's take a look at when it was 90. It was 98-91. 98-91. The Fever get the ball, 38.8 seconds to go in the fourth quarter in the game. And Lexi Hull is wide open at the top of the key for a three. And she doesn't shoot the ball. And what ended up happening was they could not get an open look to the point where Natasha Howard took a 27-footer from three with 23 seconds. It took them 16 seconds to take a shot, down 7. And the first person who was wide open, Lexi Hull, top of the key, does not shoot the ball, passes the ball, scared out of her mind. I'm going to hear Stephanie White's killed her confidence. No, she's never had it. I keep telling y'all, you don't want to listen. She's 0 for 3 again today, 0 for 2 from 3. Watching her three-point shooting percentage just please. Cunningham didn't have a great game. Rickea Jackson, Rickea Jackson is good. Rickea Jackson is good. 10 for 18, 25 points. Her ball handling skills are fantastic. Her ball handling skills, I mean, for her, the way she was shaking motherfuckers in this game. Looking amazing. They have no answer for athletic players. This team has an issue with athletes. Remember when I talked about athletes in the WNBA? There's no answer for athletes. Kelsey Plum's a good athlete. Rickea Jackson's a sensational athlete. Azurá Stevens is a good athlete. De'Erica Hamby is an above average athlete. No answer for athletes. None. They have no athletes on this team. The most athletic player on their team is Mikayla Timpson. She played 4 minutes. A game where you should be playing the length. Play the length. No, let's go throw Dantas out there. Chloe Bibby, you brought her over here to do what exactly? To sit? To sit in a game where y'all were just to sit. I mentioned that. They play them together. Yeah. She played them together. And that's when, if you look at what happened, that is when the game got away. We can go, that was in the second quarter, I'm pretty sure of. The game was 27-26, 30-26 Indiana. And you blink your eye and they're down 33-30. And that's when Natasha Howard came in for Sydney Colson. McDonald came in for Mikayla Timpson. You still had Cunningham, you still had Hull, and you still had Dantas on the floor. I mean, Rickea Jackson played a hell of a game. Oh, thank you very much, Israel. Sparks are a bad matchup for this team. Their athleticism cooks this team every time, especially when you don't have Caitlin Clark. When you don't have Caitlin Clark out there, it's barbecue chicken for them because they can't keep up. They just can't keep up. 56% from the field, 50% from three-point range, and the Sparks committed 14 turnovers to 5. I see now they've updated. It's 5 turnovers for the Fever. 5 turnovers, and you lose like that. You're down 90-68. The day after Stephanie White does her little spiel yesterday on ESPN. I believe that with CC on the floor, they can match pace of play with the Sparks. Without her, they can't. They have no shot. And you saw it real. The first quarter told me what was going to happen. The defense was awful. Cam Brink had 5 blocks. It says right here. Maybe she had 6, but she did a lot in her 16 minutes of play. Them 5 blocks. It changed stuff. It changed stuff. You know, just a spanking. But these inconsistent rotations just are Par for the course. Par for the course with, the Indiana Fever. Aaliyah Boston's double-double streak ended tonight. 15 points, 9 rebounds. 6 for 15 from the field. Kelsey Mitchell had a heater of a game. 34 points, 11 for 19, 7 to 12. A lot of the stuff that she did, I'll be real. After the third, I was like in and out watching this shit. It was a spanking. I thought a lot of work that, if I'm not mistaken, when they were down 90 to 68, it was Kelsey. A lot of the stuff that Kelsey Mitchell did was when the game was pretty much out of hand. Like, she scored 11 after they were down 22. Like, it doesn't have the same. It wasn't a 34 that was like a 34. It was 34 with 11 of them coming when they're getting skull drugged. There are normal letdowns for teams defensively when they're up big, especially in the fourth quarter in women's basketball. It happens in men's basketball too, but a lot of times you see it in these WNBA games where they kind of let their foot off the gas a little bit. And then Kelsey Mitchell got a little hot, and she had a great game, but they were getting smoked when a third of her offense came. Cunningham only had 8. Aari McDonald. I don't know how Aari McDonald ever has a 3-point shot going. I mean, she shot one that was a missile at the end of the game that made it a 6-point game. It was a bullet. Like, it had no arc. It was just like a liner. And I said it, but I said the Sparks would be good this year. Oh, someone would trade Boston for Brink any day. Hey, yeah, so there you go. Yeah, Aari McDonald took 14, and 7 threes. That's your point guard shooting the ball a lot. She was 3 of 7, so it wasn't terrible, but they were down 22. So, like, when you're getting beat down like that, like, stuff is gonna happen. You're gonna get some buckets, but you can't take it like it's real. Aari McDonald shoots way too much. Like, she takes almost as many shots as Caitlin Clark takes in a game. It seems like it's crazy. Sydney Colson plays 13 minutes. She's 0 for 3, minus 17. Yo, she played 13 minutes, and when she was on the floor, the team was minus 17. Let that marinate for a second. Minus 17. Jeez. Minus 17 in 13 minutes. The bench brings nothing. 2 points. 1 for 11. 0 for 6 from 3. No free throws from the bench. They lost for a lot of reasons. They lost for a lot of reasons. Coach still doesn't have any idea how to. The coach still has no idea how to play a rotation. There's no rotation logic. Every game is a different rotation. Every game there's a different situation for her. It's like she's always making adjustments to adjust to the opponent, not the other way around, not making the opponent adjust to them. Tell me how that motion offense worked today. Tell me how it worked. So if fans are being arrested for throwing things at 13 people, should Plum be arrested for punting it back at hundreds of people? Oh yeah, let's talk about that right there. Another dildo in the building. Another dildo in the building. And then they had one in Brooklyn also. This is actually kind of ridiculous now. But you know what? The WNBA players kind of made a joke out of it. Make sure you get your shirt, man. Get your merch. We have it available. You guys ask for stuff like this. You need to go get yourself some merch. What's the problem? Come on, guys. Come on, folks. Go get your merch. Boom, right there. Just say no. Just say no. Yeah, it was a dildo. Another one. There's another one and another one. Yeah, there was one that like almost hit a 12-year-old girl at the Brooklyn game. And while you're at it, make sure you go and get this one because this is the one y'all really asked me for. So I created it just for y'all. Go get y'all. Yes, no, that is not obviously Sophie Cunningham's face. That's AI generated that I made because you can't use her face because then that would be a problem. But it's a likeness, obviously image, and you get the idea. Go get it. It's there. It is available for you. Here is the link if you're interested. Appreciate y'all. That is the that y'all wanted it and you got it. I think it's a serious situation that they really have to deal with because this is becoming a problem in the WNBA that's happening. But you know what? The players made a joke about it. You had players that are joking about it, saying, "Oh, Sydney Colson's throwing them all over the place." Like that's silly. So they make a joke of it, and now are we supposed to take it seriously? I'm just curious. Sophie Cunningham gets fined $1,500 for her podcast. It's crazy in itself. She's gonna be fine. I would agree with you, Sinister Aristotle. They have to prosecute those people. And if you're throwing shit on the court, you should be arrested and prosecuted. Absolutely, no question about it. The funniness of it is dead now. It's like this is stupid and it's inappropriate. He didn't. Thank you, Vincent. He didn't like it very much. He called me out today. I have no problem going on his show. I don't have a problem with Jason Whitlock overall. I like Jason Whitlock. I don't like how he spoke about guys he invited onto his podcast and then took a shit on them on X. I don't like that. Like, don't invite them and you have a problem with their opinion. And because they have an opinion, you're gonna then insult them on X and think it's cute. You have a platform with over 500,000 subscribers. You have an impact on what could happen to them. You have that impact. So he called me out today, and I'm fine with it. I like it. Invite me. Bring me on. We can have this conversation. Again, I have no issues with him. I have an issue with the fact that you're sitting here. If you saw Ben Daniel and Maurice from Keep the Vision on there, he really couldn't say shit when this guy Maurice said something. He basically had to say, "Yeah, you're right," but then he's still like, it's interesting because he's big on data, but then when he didn't like the data didn't work. He kind of went against Ben because Ben brought up great data, and then more data, and then, oh no, but my eyes are telling me this. Well, you just watched tonight. What happened? What happened to the eyes? What happened to the eyes? This is what their defense looks like, people. This is what their defense looks like. It's not good. It's not good. Their defense is not good. And I didn't attack him. I critiqued him. The same way he has made comments about Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, and other people, Stephen A. Smith. I critiqued him. People don't like being critiqued. That's okay. I've been critiqued many times. I'm not a fan of being critiqued, but I didn't attack anybody. Let's not do this. Let's not use words like attack because I didn't attack you. Attacks are physical. I critiqued your commentary. I don't believe that you watch the games that you claim to watch. I don't believe that you're watching Kelsey Mitchell and saying, "Oh, she has such great court awareness. She has just great awareness." No, she doesn't. I got 12 games in 30 where she's been like sub 40% from the field. Is that someone who has great court awareness? Taking 15 plus shots in those games. Is that great court? Is that great awareness of my game ain't going well? No, she got sat in that game because she had 5 fouls with 9.5 minutes to go in the game. But he said it was late in the game. That's not late. 9.5 minutes is not late in the game. Late in the game is the final like 3. I verified it. I checked it. I fact checked it because I like to fact check what people say. So I thought Ben and Maurice did a great job. If he ever wants to have me, I'm very happy to be on. It'll be an honor and a privilege. But I'm not going to sit here and bow down. I think Angel Reese is better than Aaliyah Boston. You can say whatever you want to me. Over the last month of the season, Aaliyah Boston is averaging 14 and a half, 8 on 45% shooting, and Angel Reese is averaging 17, 15 on 49% shooting. That's data. Boston plays on a better team. She plays on a better team. We all know that freaking Angel Reese skills are not up here. That's not about what this conversation is. When you take away Cece from Aaliyah Boston looks regular. Regular. Aaliyah Boston needs Cece to look dynamic. The 3 best games Aaliyah Boston has played this year, every single one of those games Caitlin Clark played in. Don't believe me? 27. Let's see here. Let's just start off. 27-13 on 12 of 19 shooting versus the Liberty. That was the game 4. 26-10 on 12 of 19 versus the Aces. They lost that game, but Caitlin played. 31-8 on 13 of 18 against Seattle. They won. That was the last game Caitlin Clark played. She hasn't played since. If I'm correct. Did she come back at any point? No, she played since. Yeah, she did play a little bit in between. My bad. She did play in between. But those are the best games that Aaliyah Boston's played. She's not doing that herself. And Aaliyah was trashing on Unrivaled. I said it. I was critiquing it literally for 3 months. I'll find anything to rant about. You're absolutely right. It's a gift. It's a gift and a curse. Because you ask for it, and then you get mad when I do it. This team got skull drugged today by the Sparks. She's had 6 straight double-doubles. Great. Fabulous. Today she didn't have one. They lost. She played Chicago and Dallas in 5 of those games. And in one of them, they got beat by 14 by the Liberty. Yeah, Ben Daniel was on Whitlock today. Go check it out. Check out the video. It was at about 12:15. So I think his show starts at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So it's probably an hour and 15 into the video. Check it out. Yeah, they did a great job, man. Those guys did a great job. I'm happy to talk about this shit. I'm happy to talk about this stuff. I watch this shit. I'm disgusted watching it. I didn't think they were going to win today. I expected them to lose today. Appreciate it. How many blocks would Brink have not restricted? I don't know what that means. She had 5 block shots. I mean, but beyond that, she impacted the game. She had an impact. Let's take a look at the numbers here. Because data does matter, man. We have to stop acting like data doesn't have anything to do with anything. It matters. It actually exists for a reason. Otherwise, we wouldn't have stats. The Indiana Fever had 2 blocks as a team, and Cam Brink had 5. Exactly. Caitlin Clark makes bigs look elite if they just run the floor. If she didn't have a minutes restriction, if she didn't have a minutes restriction of 16 minutes and she played 25, she would have had like 7 or 8 blocks. She would have had 7 or 8 blocks. No doubt about it. Yeah. So if she wasn't on a minutes restrictions, which I think is stupid, if you're gonna play somebody, just play them. Yeah, she would have had 7 or 8 blocks. Ari McDonald, they know her game in LA for sure. I'm not saying that Ari played terribly tonight by any means. She didn't play terribly. She didn't play poorly. I just don't want to see her taking 13 shots a game. I thought, you know what I thought was funny? Yeah, Sophie Cunningham got hit in the leg with the dildo, and she laughed about it. She thought it was funny. If it matters, what do you mean? If it matters, then before this game, yeah. And you know what? They're better with Caitlin Clark defensively when she plays. You got to look at it from the big picture. This team without Caitlin Clark over the last month has given up 100 points, 74, 78, 101, 78, 70, 98, 98. So for every game that they have a good defensive performance, they match it with a bad one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Their past 8 games, they got 4 shit defensive performances and 4 good ones. Consistently inconsistent. Consistently inconsistent. Caitlin's never won a state championship. Who cares? Like, go look at who was on her team. Who was on her team when she was in high school? That stuff was silly to me. I know tons of high-level Division I players that did not win state championships. I covered high school for years. covered high schools for years. She lost to the 3 state champions her freshman, sophomore, and junior year. The only one you can say, like, yo, what the fuck was her senior year? But her freshman, sophomore, and junior seasons, she lost to the eventual state champs. In fact, lost in the state championship as a junior. But okay, whatever. She can't guard a park hard, Dexter, huh? You coming here to troll? You know what? Maybe not. But guess what? They're better defensively when she plays. Statistics will back that up. Statistics will back that up. Yeah, apparently Big Ten championships don't matter to people. Final fours don't matter to people. Going to the national championship, carrying a bunch of fucking used luggage doesn't matter to people. But hey. Yeah. Oh, and then he compared himself. Oh, we had Jeff George. We won a state. We won 2 state championships. Who were you throwing the ball to? Yourself? Jeff George didn't throw the ball to himself. He must have had talent around him. Hell, fucking Whitlock was a Division I football player. He was a Division I fucking football player. Ball State's a Division I program. Appreciate it. Sophie laughed because she called it and said she'd be. Yeah, it was fun. I thought if you get it to the point where you don't, if anyone gets hit in the face, it's going to be bad. And I will say this. This is the one thing I will say about the championship commentary or MVP commentary. He asked these 2 guys today about the championship or MVP thing. And I'll say this. If they win a championship and she's not the MVP, then it means absolutely nothing for her. People will absolutely crucify her if they were to win the championship and she's not the finals MVP. Assuming she would be is flawed. You cannot assume that she would be the finals MVP. Jason Tatum was not the finals MVP. People still have no respect for his ass. People still have no respect for Jason Tatum. They still clown him. They still clown him because he didn't win the MVP of the finals. So if they win, great. But if she's not finals MVP, then what? You can't assume it. Bye, Dexter Fuqua. I'm not going to deal with that shit. Andre Iguodala won over Steph, and we all knew that Steph should have won it. That was a joke. That was embarrassing. Andre Iguodala winning over Steph was an absolute embarrassment, and we all knew it. We all knew it. Steph was the MVP of that series. They literally gave an MVP to Andre Iguodala because LeBron averaged 39 a game in that series. I mean, what in the world? Caitlin Clark having a championship will not silence anybody unless she's the MVP of that series. If she's not, they will continue. They will continue. Yeah, Jaylen Brown won Eastern Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP. And I agreed with both of them. He was the best player on the team in both of those series. I think he's better than Tatum personally. I've always thought that. I just think Tatum gets all the love. He gets the light-skinned love. I'm just being real. Jaylen Brown's not as marketable because he always looks like an angry guy. That's the mentality that people have about him. But Jaylen Brown's a pretty brilliant dude. Yeah, LeBron should have won the damn MVP over Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was the MVP of that series. In my opinion, I'm a Heat fan. I thought Anthony Davis was the most important player on that team. He killed the Heat. He killed the Heat. But, it is what it is. I just don't agree with it. And if you ask me, would you I'm going to ask all y'all because at the end of the day, what do you think? Would you rather the Indiana Fever win a championship or Caitlin Clark be named league MVP and Caitlin Clark not win finals MVP? So if they won the championship and Caitlin wasn't finals MVP, would you prefer that or would you prefer her to win league MVP? I'll let y'all answer it. Who would get it if Boston averages 24 in the finals and CC? Boston. Boston would get it. Absolutely. Boston would absolutely get that thing, in my opinion. They would find a reason. The people would find a reason. That's my belief. I'd rather her be the league MVP. That's my personal belief. And the one thing that we see the thing with Whitlock is that he's from Indianapolis, so he's naturally probably a Fever fan because he's from Indy. So that's okay. I got that. I understand it. Only an idiot? Why is that an idiot? Are you a Fever fan or are you a Caitlin Clark fan? I'm telling you right now, people still won't respect her even if she has it. Even if she wins a championship, if she's not the finals MVP, they won't respect her. They'll still dog her ass out. Exactly. Another one. Curry won that gold medal, and they managed to give that shit to LeBron. Curry scored 60 over the last 2 games, but they gave it to LeBron somehow. Somehow. Curry scores 60. 60. He won the gold medal game. Well, that would be perfect, obviously. That would be perfect. I'm just giving you my opinion. Y'all can have yours. Those are my thoughts. You know, do it, trader, please, trader. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. You trader to. It doesn't matter what team you trade it to. Whatever team she gets traded to, every one of us, or 98% of us, would go over to that team. Indiana's building would empty. Nobody would care anymore. We would all move over. We'd all move over. We would all switch because we don't care about this damn league. I don't care about it. I don't care about it. You don't care about it largely. You don't care about it. None of us really care about it. They don't even care about their own league that they have. They're allowing foreign objects to get thrown onto a basketball court every single game. I don't. Has anyone won MVP for the season? Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like 13, 14 years. Diana Taurasi won MVP. No, Diana Taurasi won MVP. I think it was like 2011. Yeah, they're biased. They're biased towards bigs. There is a bias towards bigs. Taurasi was a two-time finals MVP. She won the league MVP in 2009. I believe that's the last time a guard won league MVP. I believe that's the last time a guard won the league MVP. I want to hit on something that, this game, obviously, it went how it went. Defensively, they looked terrible. They got drugged they were down 22 in the fourth. It is what it is. They play again on Thursday in Phoenix. They get to see DeWanna Bonner again. And obviously like to see them kick Phoenix's ass again. But this team can very well go. This team will very well go from could very well go from being. Let's see what the standings are. Satu is back. Oh, she didn't quit. Oh, she tricked us. She pulled the okey doke. She pulled the okey doke on us. Oh shit! And she had 23 and 6. Wow. I guess those personal reasons weren't that personal. They weren't that personal. Like they make up stuff. Oh, DeWanna Bonner had 18 points and 7 rebounds. Ooh, boy. Alyssa Thomas had a triple double, 13, 12, and 12. Wow. So right now, the Fever are still at the 5 seed, but now they're a game and a half behind the 4 and 2.5 behind the 3. A game and a half behind the 3 and the 4 and 2.5 behind the 2. If they lose on Thursday, they're now going to be sitting at possibly the 6 or the 7 seed. Like they could literally go from being here to being here in 2 days. In 2 days. Why do you think Aries a liability out there, Paula? Just curious. I'm just curious. I know why I think she is. She's too small. She's too small. Like defensively, she's quick, but she can get smoked. Like if you get a player like a 5'11" with athleticism, she gets destroyed. She's too small, and that's a big issue. You're literally walking out there with a 5'6" point and a 5'8" shooting guard and a 5'11" small forward. Your team is tiny. And that's the problem. They're too small. And then Colson shouldn't even be in the WNBA. I will say that the one thing that that dude Maurice said that really grabbed was like, yo, you brought in a bunch of people that don't fit around the player that you're supposed to be building around. It's that simple. Like I think we all got a little bit caught up in like, oh shit, DeWanna Barnes is been a great player in the WNBA. Sophie's done X, Y, Z. Natasha Howard's done X, Y, Z. Blah blah blah, all that stuff. But if you're not going to run an offense that works for Caitlin Clark, and they can't run that offense, then you have problems. You've got problems. You have major, major problems. And I'll tell you what, they're missing. They don't have an athlete that's in their rotation. They have no like big time athlete in their rotation. They don't have any big time athletes. That's an issue also. By the way, Napheesa Collier is out for at least 2 weeks, and they won tonight, 91-87 in Seattle, actually. So they stepped up without Napheesa Collier. So, you can win games without your best player when you have a lot of talent on your team. It's been proven. When you're a talented team, you can win games without your best player. It doesn't make Minnesota better without Napheesa Collier. Can you imagine if anyone ever suggested that Minnesota was better without Napheesa Collier, or that it was a blessing in disguise to have her injured? Can you imagine that nonsense? Nobody would ever say that or suggest that. Can you imagine? Oh, Ariel Atkins came back. She played today. She's back. Oh wow, she played 24 minutes. 24 minutes. Oh, there you go. Well, they also Washington traded Brittany Sykes for nothing. They gave her away. Don't really understand why that decision got made. I don't really understand that. That's questionable. That's very questionable to me. The Washington Mystics are a game and a half out of a playoff spot. I don't understand that. You traded her for a pick next year from a team that's not going to pick very high, and a player who's going to sit your bench, and another one that you cut. Did the Mystics not cut Zaya Cook already, from what I've read? You gave away your best player for a backup, a player you cut, and a mid-level first-round pick next season. And you're a game and a half out of a playoff spot. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. I don't understand. Like, what? It's insane. Well, then why'd you bring her in to begin with if that's the case? Because she wasn't on the Mystics last year, was she? Or was she injured? I don't even know, to be honest. I don't know why you'd be tanking if you're a game and a half out of a playoff spot. I think making the playoffs is an accomplishment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're a game and a half out of a playoff spot. I don't understand it. I'd be, if I'm a Mystics fan, I'm very upset. I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that. I don't like it, and it bugs me as a fan. I feel like I'm having my money taken from me if I'm going to games, or I'm having my time taken from me if I'm watching games. Man, I want to hit on a topic before I jump off tonight, because I got to get out of here in about 20 minutes. I want to hit on a topic on the video I dropped today. And I don't know how many of y'all watched it, but There are very few things that offend me in life. I don't get easily offended because I don't care about most shit. Like I don't care about most shit. Like I'm very, very I love my wife and my children. I care about my family. A lot of other shit I don't care. Like I don't care about X. I don't care about Y. Using terminology like civil rights violations in a basketball game over fouls, that's triggering. That is a triggering statement. You want to make a thousand other you can make the same statement without using civil rights violations. And I'm sorry, I'll never agree with that. I lost 25 subscribers off of my page today because of that. You know what I say to those people who decide to leave because of my opinion on civil rights? Civil rights? Bye. Who gives a fuck? There was an article, an op-ed piece written in the Wall Street Journal by some guy who was in the Trump campaign, who worked for Donald Trump, who is a lobbyist, and suggested in this article in the Wall Street Journal, and a lot of things I agree with. I agree. Look, Caitlin Clark has done all these things. She's done all of these things, but acting as if that this is a civil rights situation because she gets fouled and because WNBA refs who suck, don't call fouls. I'm sick of it. Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, I thought the Mystics could have been really good. I mean, they were probably a player away from being really good. And I think it's disgusting, personally. Don't use terms like civil rights violations. Don't ever use that term. And when you're talking about a sport, ask Bill Russell about civil rights violations. Ask Bill Russell about what it felt like to go sleep in a different hotel than his teammates. Or ask him what it felt like to not be able to eat in the same restaurant with his teammates. What's going on, Ben? Appreciate you, bro. We have to stop using terminology. Like you have to stop using certain terminology when you want to make a point. If you want to say there's employment issues, feel free. Mind you, she doesn't work. Caitlin Clark does not work for the WNBA. Caitlin Clark works for the Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever is a franchise owned by a single person or group of people. They don't work. She doesn't work for the WNBA. There's a reason that Dearica Hamby's lawsuit against the WNBA was dismissed. Her federal lawsuit was dismissed. It was dismissed because she doesn't work for the WNBA. The Las Vegas Aces are the people is the group that did that to her. That's who she works for. Obviously, Bill Russell cannot be asked anything today. But you get my point. You get my point. Michael Jordan was fouled at a level that Caitlin Clark will never experience. Caitlin Clark gets fouled. Who do you think are the two people? Who do you think? Ask Kareem Abdul-Jabbar about civil rights violations. Thank you, Vincent. Who do you think are the two people? Caitlin Clark is not today's Jackie Robinson. That is a disgrace. Who do you think are the two people that have fouled Caitlin Clark harder than anybody? I want to see comments because I already know who I believe are the two people that foul her harder than anybody. I'd love to see what you have to say because I didn't mention this actually in my video, and that's where I fucked up in the video. Because sometimes I'll make a video and then I'll post, I'm like, oh, damn, I left this out. Who do you think fouls her worse than anybody? I would like to know, who do y'all think fouls her worse than anybody? I disagree, Wayne Arthur. Kennedy Carter never fouled her as hard as Marina Mabrey fouled her. The Shields did not. That was a bump. Marina Mabrey tomahawked her across the face last year. They didn't even call a foul. JC Sheldon and Marina Mabrey foul her worse than anybody. They foul her worse than anybody. Are we calling for an investigation on Nneka Ogwumike because she body slammed Louisa Gisel Soder? J.C. Sheldon plays a dirtier brand of ball. I don't like to call it dirty, but a more physical brand of ball against Caitlin Clark than anybody. Marina Mabrey's been up there with that physical brand of ball. This is not a black and white deal anymore. They're jealous of her. The only way you can stop Caitlin Clark is to foul her. You can't stop her any other way. There's no way you can stop her. Michael Jordan was hammered by Bill Laimbeer. Hammered. And when I use the terminology hard foul, I mean hard foul. I mean cracking you. I don't mean DiJonai Carrington doing that dirtbag shit. I don't think DiJonai Carrington should be in the league. What do you think that Jessica Shepard is sitting here saying right now that the girl that scraped her across the eye socket is on her team now? She's not being abused. It's basketball. It's a sport. You don't want to get fouled? Respond. Stop letting them fucking do it. You, the individual. I keep saying it. The way you respond to this shit, a punch in the fucking mouth. Yes, the article did mention race. The article did mention race. Specifically mentioned race, in fact. I don't care how many kids are watching it. Kids watch Michael Jordan. Punch her in the face. So kids don't watch other people play? It's not how it works. It's not how it works. You get smacked. You know what? You smack a bitch back. You smack a motherfucker back. If you're going to sit here and every time you get touched, you're going to fall on the ground and you're like, oh, no, they're going to keep doing it. Have any of y'all ever been bullied in school? Anyone ever been bullied in school? You know when the bully stops? When the victim punches somebody back. You don't even have to win the fight. They just have to know that you're willing to fight. It took Jordan 4 years before he decided to fight back. When Jordan decided he was going to fight back, guess what? Yeah, she's targeting. I target her too. That's not a fucking civil rights violation. I'm going to smack the fuck out of you. That's what I'm going to do. If I'm the coach and I'm playing Caitlin Clark, you know what I'm going to tell my team? Grab her, hold her, nick at her, elbow her, bang her, push her. I've said this before. It's not complicated. I'm going to do all of this shit because I'm trying to win. Smack her in the fucking. She gets hit. You cannot walk away every fucking time. When Jessica Shepard got clawed by DiJonai Carrington, what did she do? She got up and went right at Carrington's ass. It's not victim blaming. This is fucking sports. Have you watched other sports? I have to ask you, do you watch other sports? Michael Jordan got absolutely hammered. Hammered. Harder than anything Caitlin Clark has ever experienced. Was there a congressional hearing? Was there a congressional hearing about this shit? People, are you okay with your tax dollars? Because this is your money. This is your money. Your money. You want your tax dollars doing WNBA foul investigations? Are you serious? Are you serious? Do you want your tax dollars doing WNBA investigations? Are we for real? What happened to the NFL? It's trash. The second the Congress got involved with the NFL, the league has gone to absolute dog shit. And let's not compare this to that, because the NFL did not change rules because of Congress. The NFL changed rules because they didn't like getting sued by their former players because of the CTE and concussions, because they felt like they were lied to and data was hidden from them, even though any person with half of a fucking brain, if you do this with your fucking head 100 times a day for 15 years, you're going to come out half out fucking mentally disabled. But you have a person right here who wrote, here's the thing. And here's the thing that y'all ain't. I grew up Miami Heat, New York Knicks. I grew up Boston Celtics, Detroit Pistons, Celtics Lakers, Celtics Pistons, Pistons Bulls. These were football games out there. Nobody ever complained about it. It was ball. I watched Dr. Dre and Larry Bird. Absolutely, they went at it. I watched a guy in a park game on a video recently go up for a dunk, have a guy literally take his legs out like this, and he landed on his neck. Neck. That's dirty. That's dirty. You'll never see that in WNBA because they can't jump more than 3 inches off the ground. But shit like that happened in the NBA when I was growing up. Robert Parrish tomahawk freaking Bill Laimbeer across the face. He didn't even get called for a technical foul. Like, enough already. Enough. Here's the problem. Here's what's going to happen. You know, the guy that wrote this is a lobbyist. How do you think things end up in Congress? Lobbyists. My father was a politician. Things end up in state legislatures and Congress by lobbying. They get lobbied. You think politicians give two flying fucks about their actual citizens? Nah, not really. I know this is taking a different turn and people might be logging off, don't want to hear what I have to say about this, but I feel like it's necessary because I took a beating in some of those comments today and I'm sitting here like, yo, this is crazy. I don't care if it's not the 80s. And that's why this fucking league sucks. That's why sports suck. These motherfuckers got involved with college sports, and what happened? Now we pay college athletes more than professionals. You pay college athletes more than professionals. You give them freaking room to do whatever the fuck they want. They don't give a shit. They're going to transfer me from here to there, to here to there. They're transferring all over the place because none of them know how to fucking live up to a contract, and they're not being held to a contract. Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous. Do you think Caitlin Clark would take this kind of shit in New York? Fuck no. Fuck no. I'm saying targeted doesn't mean fuck all. She's not getting taken out mid-air and live. She gets 6 inches off the ground. Like, come on. You're acting like she's going up for a fucking dunk and her legs are being taken out. That's not happening. I would target I coached. You always target the best player. You always target the best player. I'm always going to target the best player. I'm going to have my fucking team double team her, smack her. When I coach boys, beat the fuck out of him. Beat his ass. Make him feel you every fucking inch of the court. No, I think when you have lobbying, that's what starts off. That's what gets things to Congress. How do you think college football ended up in Congress? How do you think the steroids in baseball ended up in Congress? What did they accomplish by putting all those guys from Major League Baseball in congressional hearings over steroids? Literally fucking nothing. Because the steroid era in baseball saved Major League Baseball. They saved Major League Baseball. You got college kids making more money than you got college kids making more money than pros, not just in WNBA. Obviously college WNBA, these girls in college are making fucking 10 times what WNBA players are making in salary. You got college male football players making more than NFL football players now. Jeremiah Smith for Ohio State is making like $4.5 million this year. $4.5 million. He's making more than half the rookies in the fucking undrafted rookies in the league. He's making more than a lot of vets. You ain't change shit when you get Congress involved. In fact, what happens is they fuck up the sport. Let me ask you this. When a pitcher hits a hitter in the middle of his back, is that a civil rights violation? Because pitchers do that shit all the time. They get their get back. Okay. I'm an idiot then, Robert Stanford. How old are you, Robert Stanford? How old are you, Robert Stanford? You want to call me an idiot on my own podcast? I can boot you the fuck out if you want. So I'm not disrespecting you. I sound like a real idiot. If I coach that way, you know what? Every coach I know coaches that way. You think the damn Pistons were fouling fucking Michael Jordan every play and Chuck Daly wasn't the one telling them to do it? Come on, man. Come on, man. Please. I'm an idiot. If I'm coaching that way, I should be, you know what? Then right. You know what? So sorry for you if you got coached by pussies. Every coach I've ever been associated with, the best player gets targeted. The best player, the damn game plan is made around that best player. You got fucking steroids left and right in the Olympics. Dude, she's not hurt because of contact. She's hurt because she has a fucking strained groin. That's not a contact injury. Strained groins are not contact injuries. That's a fucking muscle pull. She pulled the fucking quad before the preseason began. See, they're lying to you and you're believing it. You played college ball. Okay, fine. You're 68 and you played college ball. And your coaches in 68. Really? You guys were killing each other in 68. Stop it. 68 years old, I'm 47. So that means you played in the 70s. In the 70s, y'all beat the shit out of each other. Y'all had to beg for water. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Come on. Please, man. Daly was trying to kill Jordan. There was a saying in football. The goal of the defensive line is to knock the quarterback out of the game. I don't care if they don't play. They're going to play harder when she plays because she's that good. They're going to play harder against her because she's that good. The fact of the matter is, the reality is, the fact they do that is a respect factor because they're afraid of her. They know what her ability is. And they know the only way they can do that is to smack her around. It's on her to respond. It's on her to be stronger. It's on her to, when it happens, that she bucks up, chest bumps somebody, says, do that shit again, bitch, and I'm going to knock you in your fucking mouth. Do it again, and I'm going to knock you in your mouth. Not complicated. Not a complicated thing. Michael Jordan started punching people. Look at how many fights Michael Jordan got in the NBA. He beat up his own teammates. He got into fights with Reggie Miller. I mean, you name the players he got into fights with. And if she won't do it, then they're going to keep doing it. And I'm not going to feel sorry for her. I'm not going to feel sorry for you if you don't defend yourself. What does Aaron Hernandez have to do with this? Nothing. What are you talking about? I've seen that name brought up 5 times already. What does Aaron Hernandez have to do with anything? I don't care. I would be banging the best. Charles Oakley. Of course they were. And Charles Oakley, if you didn't know it, was one of Michael Jordan's best friends. Charles Oakley was one of Michael Jordan's best friends, and you would never know it on the basketball court because he was out there to absolutely kill Michael Jordan. The media didn't do this. This was some fucking politician that wrote this article. And I've had people tell me real shit. Didn't she once, after Sheldon got the eye and the chest bump? Yeah, she got up, and then what happened? Marina Mabrey pushed her, and she walked away like she was dying. Like she was dying, instead of getting up and going right back at Marina Mabrey's ass. I'm telling you right now, it takes a punch in the face. And yeah, Caitlin may need to get ejected from a game. And you know what's going to happen? Some of those fucks in the media, in the national media, are going to say, oh my God, she did what? And you know what we're going to do as podcasters? We're going to obliterate them. because we're the only ones actually covering these games. I'm on the ESPN.com website. You want to know what the stories are right now on the ESPN front page of the ESPN's website? You want to know what the websites say right now? This website, ESPN.com. The first story, ESPN acquiring NFL Network. Oh my God. Red Zone from NFL. So ESPN's paying for everything NFL. Well, that's lovely. Sex toy tossed on Sparks court lands near player. Oh, no, it hit the player. They can't even write the right thing. It hit the player. It hit Sophie Cunningham. Jerry, confident Parsonsville. It's football, 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 baseball, football, and the Miami Heat security guard stealing $2 million in merchandise. Yes, Oakley played with Jordan when he was a younger guy. Yeah, that was before he went to New York. They don't cover the WNBA. The only reason this thing is in the W, if it wasn't for the, and this is based on, this is an AP story. This isn't written by by a reporter. This is an AP story. There's nothing on the front page of ESPN.com talking about the WNBA. That is not that is basketball related. Basketball related, nothing here, WNBA. You got to scroll down where it says Liz Thomas has a triple double. Why isn't that a headline in ESPN? It's not. They don't care. They don't give a shit about this fucking league. They don't even have up here that Nafisa Collier, the MVP fucking candidate. Yo, I'm telling you, like, Caitlin Clark's always dealing with something. She never strikes back. She needs to strike back. The day she strikes back, the day the victim attacks back is the day the bully stops. Because now the bully got to think that, oh, this person might actually respond. Why do bullies bully people? Why do bullies bully people? Ask yourself the question. Were any of you ever victims of bullying? Or any of you ever the bully? If you were the bully, the day you stopped bullying was the day that the victim came back at your ass. I don't give a fuck about the kids. I don't give a fuck about the campers. This is a sport. Stop using them as fucking role models they're fucking pro athletes. They're pro athletes. When do they stop? They stop when you respond. I stuck up for fucking kids getting bullied when I was in school. I did. I stuck up for kids that were being bullied in my school. And I went to Catholic school. And there's bullying there too. And I nearly got into fights with friends of mine over it because my friends were the ones that were bullying some kid. And the day I fucking did that for that kid, they stopped bothering him. They stopped bothering him. He didn't have to do it. Draymond Green don't do dick when Isaiah Stewart's in his face. Nothing. Because Draymond Green, when the big bad wolf comes back at Draymond Green, Draymond Green backs the fuck off. It's different when the cat's got the gun. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate you. I'm going to be jumping off shortly, folks. But hey, if people want to not watch my podcast or unsubscribe from my channel because I have an opinion based on the fact that I'm also a minority and my children are black and my wife is black and half my family is black and I'm in a black fraternity and I have seen and experienced what would really be considered civil rights violations. And I got friends that have experienced actual civil rights violations. When people use terms like civil rights violations in a basketball setting for committing fouls, it pisses me off. And yeah, I'm going to show motherfuckers being hosed in the 60s, and you tell me that that's being fouled. I'm a bully? Okay. I don't know what you're talking about, Philip. Vincent, there you go. You got to fight. Like this is what it is, bro. This is what it is, people. I'm not a fan. My father was born in Cuba. I hate. You want to know what Haitians went through? You want to know what Haitians went through in the 1990s? I don't know if y'all are really familiar. See, Black America doesn't like Caribbean America. Generally, I mean, this is a generality. It's not across the board. This is a general statement. Generally speaking, Black America, Black Americans, and blacks from the Caribbean, they don't fuck with each other. They don't fuck with each other. Not back when I was younger. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Black America would torture Haitians. There was a day at the end of the school year in public schools, because you didn't see this in private schools, because I didn't experience this, and I went to school with a lot of Haitians. In public schools, they had a day called Haitian Beatdown Day. This is what Black Americans would do to fucking black people, kids from Haiti that came over. There you go, Dominicans too. I know specifically of Haitians. My wife is Haitian. I know I had tons of Haitian friends who went to public school. They created gang. The gang, the Zopound, largely got created because of this type of shit. But they would literally attack, like, they're outnumbered. They'd be outnumbered. They would be attacked just for being Haitian. I haven't seen the press conference. I'll talk about that tomorrow after I get home. My wife graduates from graduate school tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Her school's an hour from where I live, so I have to be up at 7, be out of here by 8, because it's a good hour and change to get there. It's rush hour traffic. So after I watch her press conference tomorrow, I will definitely be doing a video on it. Definitely be doing a video on it. Civil rights extend to everybody, but it's not a sport thing. We got to stop that. I've been pulled over, held at gunpoint by police officers 5 different times. Had my car searched illegally multiple times. I have lawyers on speed dial. You want to know why I don't fucking do anything about it? Because if I fucking do something about it, if I freaking make it a headache, you know what's gonna end up happening? Drugs get planted in my fucking car. I have to wait for 2 hours for a dog to come scrape up my car and scratch the shit out of my car. So I'd rather just say, search, do your search, do whatever you want. Because every single time they ask me the question, do you have a weapon in your vehicle? I always say yes. I always say yes. I always say yes. I will. Ayers, I will never agree with that terminology. He could have used 1,000 different things. He could have said there's employment issues, there's labor issues. Calling it a civil rights violation, I disagree with. And to me, all he did was further create divide within people. That there are people that will believe that this is what civil rights are, and it's not. Because you don't have a civil right to play basketball. If you do look at the definition of civil rights, basketball is not part of it. Basketball is not a part of civil rights. Thank you, Cold Front. Appreciate it. I mean, I'm a white man in America, but my father was born in Cuba. When I leave South Florida, I'm just another spick in the street to these people. Being real. When I was a kid in the Panhandle of Florida, which is not South Florida. The world is very different in the Panhandle of Florida, in Tallahassee, Florida, in Gainesville, Florida. This is not the same Florida the same area I grew up in. Being honest. Being serious here. I remember going to the Panhandle when I was 16 years old with my family, and my mother is at the restaurant there, and there are people in the damn restaurant saying, "Where are you from?" "From Miami." "You're from Miami?" "From Miami?" "Really? They got English speaking TV stations in Miami?" They actually asked a person from Miami if a city in the United States had English speaking television stations. I have experience. I got friends of mine, man. Should I throw people hanging off of a tree to show the difference between what civil rights is and fucking fouls in basketball? You're right. You don't have to have a fire hose turned on. You're right. You don't. A foul in a basketball game is not a civil rights violation. And if you think it is, then we fundamentally disagree. Because the two biggest culprits of fouling Caitlin Clark are white. I was born and raised in Miami-Dade County, Miami Beach, Florida. Lived in Miami. I lived in North Bay Village. I lived in Surfside, Sunny Isles, Perrine. If people don't know where Perrine is, that's the fucking hood. I lived in Kendall, and I moved up to Broward County in 2008, which is the Fort Lauderdale area. I'm Dade County 305 all day, but the traffic in Miami-Dade County sucks, and I would rather never deal with it. I was actually in Miami today. I had to drive to Southwest Miami, working on some stuff with a potential sponsor for my Combat Corner show. They can consider themselves whatever they want to consider themselves, Marisol. It doesn't make it what they are. Yeah, they do. Yeah, a lot of Cubans do. A lot of Cubans do consider themselves, but again, there's race and then there's ethnicity. There's race and there's ethnicity. Race is race and ethnicity is ethnicity. If you don't know why, Cubans in Miami side Republican, you can do some research on it. Go back to the Bay of Pigs and you'll find out. It's real simple. The Cubans felt betrayed by John F. Kennedy in the Bay of Pigs. That is as far as it is. That's all it is. Period. Betrayed. And they ain't never letting it go. They're never letting it go. I'm a moderate, man. I'm a moderate. I have voted both ways. Airs, look, I'm not going to ever call it anything sports related. So should Joe Theismann go back and say he had his civil rights violated when Lawrence Taylor broke his leg in a football game? Should every quarterback in the history of the NFL from like 1960 to about 2010 go back and file civil rights complaints because they got hit too hard or hit too much or game plans were designed to actually injure them because they were? They were literally designed to injure quarterbacks. Should they sit here and say that they had their civil rights violated? Don't use that term, man. It is not the right term. And you know what, politician guys, stay the fuck out of sports. Because every time this shit politicians get involved in sports, they destroy them. They fuck them up. But overall, I believe knowing you are cute. I'm not left. I'm right leaning, actually. I lean. I am left socially. I am right financially. Bay of Pigs. Marisol, if you know the story of the Bay of Pigs, then you know why Cubans feel how they feel. You're right, Ayers. That's true. I'm not arguing. I won't debate that. I won't debate that. I think everything is turned into a civil rights situation that I don't think it should be. I hear civil rights shit left and right. I sit here when I hear civil rights comments made, and when I hear young kids say, "Oh my God, you're violating my civil rights." I'm sitting here like, tell that to your grandma. Tell that dumb shit to your grandma. White women do benefit from civil rights laws more than anybody. That is correct. Yes, that is absolutely correct, Ayers. 1000%. No, this is not a political channel. This was me discussing a video that I did last night. If you're late, Dan Connolly, video I dropped this morning at 10 a.m. about the Wall Street Journal article, op-ed piece on Caitlin Clark basketball and saying that there should be a federal investigation on civil rights violations against Caitlin Clark because she gets fouled too hard or too much. Sorry. Miss me with it. Because I don't know where that guy was or where anybody was when Michael Jordan was having his head taken off. That is what this conversation is. Not a political channel. This is the conversation that it's stemming from. I can have a conversation. I ran. I'm going off and I'm explaining that video and I'm going a little bit deeper into it. That's it. What do you mean stop glazing CC? I'm not even talking about the Sparks in Indiana at this point. They got their asses kicked. End of story. They got their shit. They got their skull drug. They're down 22 in the fourth. Move on. Get with the program. Get with the commentary that we're discussing. This is the conversation right now. And I'm going to be jumping off in a minute so you don't have to worry about it. Because it's not but if people don't want to follow what I gotta say because they didn't like one video out of 900, so be it. So be it. I'm not an Indiana Fever channel. I'm a sports channel. I do tons of other shit. People don't watch it as much because for some reason apparently there's only Caitlin Clark fans and there's everything else. We all are Caitlin fans. We're not Indiana fans. Like we all know this. Any of y'all ever been pulled up, held up at gunpoint by a cop? Curious. I'm shocked. I'm shocked the Wall Street Journal let that shit go. I'm actually shocked because it doesn't help the WNBA. Actually, it's actually surprising. I'm actually surprised. I did that. I would have expected that from the New York Times, not from the Wall Street Journal. Every time I hear shit, I'm like, imagine what fucking people that are 75, 85, 90 years old are thinking. You what? Like you have no idea what we went through, and you're sitting here bitching about what? What? Fuck. Get out of here. What is the question that is going back and forth with Ayers and Sinister Aristotle? Ben Daniel actually provided the data this morning that the Indiana Fever's defense is better with Caitlin Clark. He actually provided the data. So if you want to ask somebody, you can go ask Ben Daniel because he can actually give you the actual exact data. He says that when Caitlin Clark is playing, the Indiana Fever's defense teams are shooting 40% against them. When she doesn't play, they shoot 49%. Guess what happened tonight? The Sparks shot 56%. That's not better defense. But yeah. I don't know what the debate is. I just know that that's what Ben who dated. I was talking to Ben yesterday. Oh, you live in Miami, Pembroke Pines? I live in Pompano Beach. I was talking to Ben yesterday about it before he even went on today. Like, yo, whatever numbers you got, send them to me. And I had numbers, and I told him like, look, yo, the numbers on Angel and Leah Boston are on my videos, like 17 and 15 and 49% shooting to 14 and 8 on 45% shooting. That's over the last 10 games. That's a fact. That's a fact. But he dug up the other stuff. He dug all that shit up. 40%. Not one content creator who doesn't like CC or says that there's nobody that believes that Indiana's better without Caitlin Clark. That's the crazy thing. I can't. If anybody ever says, if anybody, well, people have said it, so it's like I can't say that anymore. I listen to that stupid idiot fucking Carolyn Peck say that dumb shit. I listen to fucking Stephanie White say it's a blessing in disguise that she's injured. Here, folks, the one thing that we have forgotten. I don't know what the defensive ratings is. I don't know what the defensive rating is. Ben Daniel would have that probably. Um, the would you ever say that the Boston Celtics were? Would you ever think that the Boston Celtics it was a blessing in disguise when Larry Bird hurt his back and couldn't play? Would you ever? Would you ever think that anyone would say, "Oh, it's a blessing in disguise that Michael Jordan's injured"? Oh my God! Would you ever, Ben? There you go. Hey, Sinister. Ben's here. He just posted whatever it is for you. 40% from the field opposed to 45% without her. 44% effective field goal percentage with her. Nearly 50% without her. I don't know what other data you want. Ben has it, man. He's on. He did his homework. He did his homework. He did his homework on that shit, and of course he got it. Well, I don't like the data. I mean, fuck. Okay, that's the data. Oh, American Heritage. Okay, I know exactly what that is. I live like probably about 20 minutes from there. Yeah, that's the data. Yeah. People don't like data when it like. If you ever notice, I don't ever comment on the amount of turnovers that Angel Reese has committed this year. Right? I don't comment on it. I don't actually make that part of a video. I'm not gonna ever use that number in criticism because I don't use it because I think it's ridiculous when it's used against Caitlyn. So I'm not using it against Angel at all. Ari McDonald is not a better point guard than Caitlin Clark. It's preposterous. The girl got cut by the Sparks. Like, what the fuck? Can you imagine saying a girl that got cut last year is a better point guard? Like, come on. Come on. Like, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's preposterous, in fact. It's preposterous. Hey, if you haven't done so, hit the like button. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you're here, please do subscribe to the channel. I got to make it for the 25 subscribers that I lost yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry, today. Because apparently civil rights is a fucking major hot topic for people. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Shit. Yeah, Aaron McDonald can't stick with the team. Can't stick with a team. She can't stick with a team, but yet she's, yeah, apparently she's better than Caitlin Clark. Like, whoa, my goodness. The names I got called on those comments were funny. I replied after a certain point. I just left it alone. I honestly left it alone. So if you're still commenting on it, I'm not reading it anymore. I'm not reading it. I'm convinced that people didn't watch the full video, but hey, it is what it is. What do you think of Sophie Cunningham's civil rights being violated? She's not allowed to have an opinion. What do you think? In fact, if you want to be, I will take it there because you know what? Sophie Cunningham has voiced opinions. She just got fined more than or almost as much as a game check. Like, think about that. $1,500. She makes $100,000 this year, divided by 44. She makes $2,272 per game. Per game. Sophie Cunningham makes $2,272 per game. She got fined $1,500. She got fined the equivalent of a hell after taxes. Her actual game check might be less than the fine she got hit with. The fine might be more than her game check after taxes for having an opinion that is largely. Oh, wait, which one was it? Was this the opinion on Caitlyn? Yeah, this is the opinion on Caitlyn. This is the one where she has actual verifiable proof that her teammates and her team strategized to knock the fuck out of Caitlyn Clark and that the officiating is trash, which is a largely agreed upon opinion. And yet she gets fined basically a game check. A game check. I would find that to be a civil rights violation more than anything. A fucking game check. Starting lineup with Caitlin Clark is 112 offensive, 97 defensive. That's right up there with the link. Yeah. Hey, Ben, you know who would debate you on that one, right? You were on his show today. Can you imagine being fined a game check for saying refereeing is bad? The WNBA fined her. The WNBA fined Sophie Cunningham today. They fined her. Like, come on, man. She's been fined multiple times. Her walk away money at 100K is like what, 70? It's like 70, 75 after taxes. Obviously, she makes other money besides that. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm just reading y'all comments right now. I mean, if you don't like now, one of the things that this guy said in the article though was one of the spots you can do is you can. How many of you watch the NBA? How many of y'all watch the NBA? I know that most of us who did probably stopped, but he said they could implement a 2-minute report like the NBA. And who the fuck cares about that stupid 2-minute report? Can you imagine you're on the wrong end of that loss and you say, oh, we missed this call. We missed this call. We missed this call. We made this call wrong. We did this wrong. We did this wrong. Nobody cares about that fucking report. That report's stupid. Nobody cares about it. This is why when politicians talk about sports, they should not talk because most of them don't know shit about sports. If you watch the NBA, those reports are dog shit and nobody cares. Did you see what Stephanie White said in the interview, Rudy? She said that she let Arie be Arie, but Stephanie don't let Caitlin be Caitlin Clark. Was that an ESPN thing? Well, Arie's unguarded. She's allowed to dribble the ball up the floor. They play 8 feet off of her. They dare her to shoot the ball. Please shoot it. That is one thing that Whitlock did say today was he did say when teams play Indiana, when Caitlin plays, they play them harder. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely, they play them harder. It's just like if you played the Bulls with Jordan or you played the Bulls without Jordan, were you playing the Bulls harder with Jordan? Absolutely. You're playing the Warriors with Steph or without Steph. You're playing them harder with Steph. It's just a mental thing. You're going to play harder. Yeah. You all know my feelings about y'all know my feelings about Stephanie White. I do video after video after video on Stephanie White's comments. Every day she says some other shit that is just like, really. That's why when hearing her with the stuff yesterday on Caitlyn and the glaze job she did for Caitlyn, I was just like, who is this? Who is this? This is not the same person that I'm hearing after every game say, oh, it's a blessing in disguise or XYZ or da 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 da. There's always something. There's always something. And look, fundamentally, I disagree with the attitude that Caitlin Clark is not a scorer. Caitlin Clark, appreciate your smoke. Caitlin Clark is a scorer. She didn't break the record in college for scoring by not being a scorer. She's a point guard, but she's a scoring point guard. Is anyone ever telling Steph Curry when he's 1 for 10 from 3 to stop shooting the ball? No. Keep shooting the ball. I would recommend probably taking a 17-footer. I would recommend getting the layup, get to the rim, get a layup, and then start moving back again. But no one's ever sitting here saying, well, Steph Curry he's whatever, his mind, whatever, he's got awareness. No, he just keeps shooting. Keep shooting. Caitlin Clark is a scorer. She's always been that. She's always been that. She shot 13 plus threes a game as a senior at Iowa. 13 a game at Iowa. When all of us, what they can win with her playing the way she plays. If they design a game plan to play that way, they can win if they have players who will play within that type of style. You need people that are high cardio, have lots of energy and can run, And then on top of that, the one thing I would always say to Caitlin is I think Caitlin settles for these 30 footers that I'd rather her not. I think she doesn't need to shoot them all the time. I think she can pump fake, drive to the basket, attack, attack, attack. That's what I believe. But to sit here and say that she's not a scorer, she's a point guard. Yeah, she's a point guard who led the country in scoring for 4 straight years and is the all-time scoring record holder in college women's basketball. What are we talking about? When Cece was blowing up in the second half of the season last year, that was the best stretch of basketball the Fever played. Her and freaking Kelsey Mitchell were a tandem like no other. And then Leah Boston fit in where she fit in. You know what happened when they started losing was because Leah Boston started shooting jump shots and stopped rolling to the rim on pick and roll. You can actually go back and look the way it ended. She started pick and popping over pick and rolling. You ever watch you watch this motion offense where they literally dribble the ball on the floor, hand it to Boston, she hands it to somebody else, and they're gonna call that a connector. A connector of what? She handed her the ball. After the brawl versus the Suns, Cece had some crazy stuff, shooting close to 40%. Yeah, I don't think she should be shooting the ball from that deep all the time. What, the one from today for Ben and on Jason Whitlock? Yeah, the hub, Ben. Yeah, the hub. She's the hub. Yeah, they hand her the ball, and she hands the ball to somebody else. A week ago, it was that Aaliyah Boston's a bucket getter, by the way. Again, call me up. I'm available. I'll make my schedule work. We can talk. We can talk. I'm good. I'm good. People don't have to agree with me. I'm cool with that. I got no problem with that. I believe what I believe based on my personal experience of coaching, playing at a certain level that wasn't the greatest, but without CC, she seems more. Yeah, that's exactly what she is. Yeah, that's exactly what she is. She's more back to the basket because she's not going to get easy buckets overall. Today she had a few easy buckets, but I do think that without CC, she seems more back to the basket than with CC. Yeah, with CC, she's pick and roll. See, here's the thing. I think you can do things. I think you can do things with pick and roll, but you don't have to do pick and roll every time. Like you don't have to pick and roll every time. Every play doesn't have to be the same. And the problem that I have with when it comes down to Caitlin Clark is that when she's off the ball, and I think Ben, you said this on Jason Whitlock's thing today, which is what I was. Yeah, it's not that she's off the ball. It's that when she's off the ball, when she's off the ball, she's in one of two places: here or here. Nowhere else. That's where she is when she's off the ball. She doesn't move without the ball because she's not part of the play. She's not part of the play. They literally put her way out there to decoy way out there. Arrested is a little excessive. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Okay, I don't know. I missed it. She's out of the play. The plays are not even being drawn out for her. And she's not a screen setter. You want Caitlin Clark setting screens? Remember what I said a few weeks back? Maybe a month ago. It's been like a month probably or so. When Caitlin Clark came back off of injury, and I said, if she's setting a screen on me, I'm barreling through her ass. If y'all remember that, I'm gonna put my forearm right in her throat. That's what you have your coach doing to this player. A player who's coming off of a leg injury, multiple leg injuries, in fact, and I'm gonna have her set screens for people. Okay. I'm going to put my forearm right through her throat. I'm going to run her ass the fuck over. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit here, run around the screen. No, I'm going to run right through her ass. When she's in that off-ball situation with Stephanie White, the plays are not even being run for her. So what's the point of putting her off of the ball if she's not even in the play? So yeah, she ends up being 35 feet from the rim, or she's in the corner, and they don't even look at her because there's not a player on the team that knows how to pass the ball into the corner. She's a decoy in every single play. Thank you, Marisol. That's the word I was looking for. She's a decoy in every play. Are you going to run staggered set screens? Are you going to run fucking screens that blow people up? Or is Aaliyah Boston going to set the screen and then try to roll to the rim before Caitlin even catches the ball? Because Aaliyah Boston wants the ball. Call it out. It is what it is. That's the problem. That's what it is. But, I'll check out her wonderful comments tomorrow and see what she had to say. But they got their asses kicked tonight. You thought I said Boston was better than Angel Reese last year? Make up my mind. No, I've actually said that I will trade. I've actually said for over a year, I would trade Aaliyah Boston for Angel Reese head up in a second. And everyone here can confirm that. If you're saying make up my mind, I've never seen your name here before, Boogie Flock. So just saying. I don't think Angel Reese is more skilled than Aaliyah Boston. I think Angel Reese is tougher than Aaliyah Boston. I think Angel Reese has a dog in her that Aaliyah Boston does not have. That's my opinion of her. I know what Angel Reese looks like shooting layups. I know that she misses lots of shots. Angel Reese has now missed, just statistically, just so we can listen, like the data matters. Angel Reese leads the WNBA by 50 rebounds. And she's missed how many games? She leads the rest of the league. Number 2 is Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston is second in the WNBA in rebounding, averaging 8 rebounds a game. Or second, let's take a look. WNBA stats. Let's go look this up again. I just want to confirm. All right. Angel Reese leads the league in rebounds by 3.4 rebounds per game. She would lead the league in rebounds without offensive boards. That's how many rebounds she gets per game. She would lead the league in rebounds if you removed every offensive rebound she got of her own shot. I sound dumb? Okay. You guys don't have to take anybody seriously. You don't have to take anybody seriously. And I'm going to keep saying what I think of Angel Reese. I would trade Aaliyah Boston for her in a second. You can keep living with that soft marshmallow down there, and I'll take someone who I know is tougher. Alyssa Thomas averages more rebounds than Aaliyah Boston. She plays fucking point guard for them. Point guard. Alyssa Thomas is a point guard. People, I know she's big. She's point guard. Point guard. You guys who have the problem with everything, she shot 49% over her last 10 games. It doesn't matter if the ball comes out of her ass crack. I can show you how Aaliyah Boston was 6 of 15 today. How many layups did she miss? How many layups would she miss? How many layups did Aaliyah Boston miss today? She was 6 of 15. I'm asking people. I don't need pick and roll. I don't need to pick and roll with Angel. You know what I'm going to get, though? I'm going to get a real screen. I wouldn't have Angel Reese running pick and roll with Caitlin Clark. That's called being a coach. I'd have a real center. Angel Reese isn't a center. Do I think Mitchell's a ball hog? No, I think Mitchell does what she has to do right now because she has to score for this team. I think Mitchell sometimes falls in love with herself, but I don't think she's a ball hog. I don't think she's a ball hog. I think she has to do what she has to do. All right, I disagree. I don't think she's a ball hog. She scored 32 today. Where else did the points come from? You got to get what you got to get from players. Kelsey Mitchell's job is to score, and she made some nice passes today too. I got to give her credit for that. But she has to score. She has to score. But Aaliyah Boston missed 9 shots today, 1-3. I can presume the other 8 were probably within 4 feet of the rim. I can presume that 4 of them were at least half of those 8 were 4 feet from the rim. It is what it is. I have no problem with. I think we have to. You have to accept what you've got with who they are. If you remove Kelsey Mitchell, who are you replacing Kelsey Mitchell with right now this season that can provide for Indiana what she provides right now? AB can't make a layup over anyone bigger over anyone bigger than 6'4". If you're 6'4", Aaliyah Boston can't score on you. It is what it is. Lexie Hull. Well, let's get Lexie Hull. Here I am. I am wide open at the three. Looking like the shirt. If you don't have one of these yet, she is her. It is Caitlin Clark. I'm wide open at the 3-point line. What am I going to do, Lexie Hull? I'm going to catch it. I'm going to see the rim, and I'm going to take a shit in my pants, and I'm going to dribble and give the ball away because I am afraid to shoot the ball all the time. It is what it is. Sophie's not as good as Kelsey Mitchell. Hull needs a psychiatrist for sure. Again, Aaliyah Boston has lots of these games, guys. Here, you want me to give you some stats of Aaliyah Boston? Like, we can do that too. We can do that too. Aaliyah Boston, right, this year has games of 1 of 8, 2 of 6, 2 of 8, 4 of 13, 4 of 10, 3 of 9, 2 of 7. Tonight she's 6 of 15. Yes, she shoots at a higher percentage than Reese does, but she shoots at a very, very high percentage when she has Caitlin Clark on the floor with her. Kelsey Plum could replace Kelsey Mitchell. Yeah, I agree. I do agree. Kelsey Plum could replace Kelsey Mitchell. Bibby playing 3 minutes was ridiculous. Why'd you bring her on? What was the point? What was the point if this girl Bibby ain't gonna play? Her job is to shoot the fucking ball, and you don't want to play her. I mean, hey, Michaela Timpson is back to not playing. What's new? Aaliyah Boston couldn't make a layup over Ka Copper in a one-on-one game. From what you heard today, you don't want Plum on your team. I mean, based again over whom? Like I think Kelsey Mitchell is just as good as Kelsey Plum. I think Kelsey Mitchell's probably a better scorer. I think Kelsey Plum's probably a better facilitator. I think Kelsey Plum is a bit of a fucking crybaby. I'm getting a little tired of Kelsey Plum's crybaby bullshit. I don't like it. Lexi might get traded this week. You think so? You think that her days are numbered? Really? Ben, what do you think of that? I don't think Plum is overrated at all. Plum has busted Indiana's ass 3 times this year. Plum had 25 tonight. She's one of the top 4 scorers in the league, man. No, what I mean by Plum is I think Plum says some shit says out of pocket shit a lot. Like that shit where no one from Team Clark was in his t-shirt shit for the All-Star game. That was stupid. That was dumb as shit. What do you think of Lexie Hull being traded, Ben? I don't think Lexie Hull's being traded. I called for that shit in the fucking preseason. I called for that in the preseason, man. That's what I wanted her. I wanted her to be traded in the preseason. I think she sucks. I've told y'all that 1,001 times, and it's finally showing up in your face. No, I like Kelsey Plum's play too. Kelsey Plum's an irritant. You hate her on the other team and you like her on yours. I would love to see if the Indiana Fever did some crazy shit. Actually, Plum doesn't get refs help. Actually, she actually does not get. She does not get the help you think. Her coach went off about that. Like she goes to the rim as much as anybody in the league, and she doesn't shoot a ton of free throws. I'll be real. I think Lexi Hull sucks. I've told y'all that. I've always felt that way. I have felt that way from the beginning, and you're seeing it now more than ever. Without her facilitator there to hand her the fucking wide open look all day, she can't shoot. But hey, what is Hull worth? That's what Hull's worth. That's what she's worth. She ain't worth shit. She's sub 40% from three now. She's gonna make me my money. Who did I bet? Who is it that bet me about this? Are you in the room? Are you in the room right now? If you're in the room, please let me know. We had a bet on 35% from three. I don't remember who it was, and I don't even remember what the bet was. Don't even care. I think it was. I don't even remember. I don't even remember what it was. Are we gonna? What's she was 0 for 2 today from three? Let's see here. She is now 33 of 85 from three. So now she's at 38.8% from 3-point range. Remember when she was at damn near 50%? Lester, I buy a Lexi jersey. Okay. She's at 38.8%. I have to buy a Lexi jersey? God. I'll buy it in return. I'll buy it. They can keep the money. I'll throw it in the trash can. All right. 38.8%. She's been under 27% the last 16 games. If it wasn't for her hot start, she would be shooting under 30% for the season from three. She is under 39%, 38.8%. Yeah. If her shooting goes up when CC comes back, if CC comes back, it will verify everything I've said. She cannot play basketball without Caitlin Clark next to her. She's useless without Caitlin Clark next to her. Useless. She is useless. She's like I'm trying to think of a fucked up. I'm gonna think of a fucked up thing. Let me see. She's like she's like a condom for a woman with 10 kids. Is that a good analogy? She was like 49% like 10 games into the season. Lexi Hull's always wide open. When Caitlin Clark is on the floor, Lexi Hull is literally always wide open. She's her blue chew. Oh my God. She's her blue chew. No, you're not getting me. You're not getting it, Maria. She's not broken because of the coach. She's broken because she was never good. She shot 21.7% her second year, 18.6 her first year. Her number flew when Caitlin Clark showed up. Wide open. That's what it is. Wide open shots. Wide open shots. Sophie's making shots. Without her best stretch of ball is coming without Caitlin. Can you imagine how many wide open looks she'll have if Caitlin is playing point guard? If she's now the player in that position and she's not going to be afraid to shoot the ball? Fuck. Sophie Cunningham can average 14, 15 a game. I would jump whose bones? Lexi Hull? Lexi Hull? You don't know me. You damn sure don't know me. I would jump Lexi Hull's bones. You think so? My wife looked like that, bro. You think I fucking have any interest in someone that looked like Lexi Hull? You think I look like I have any interest in someone like Lexi Hull? That's my wife. Fucking hell no. She's a 2. Lexi Hull's a 2 in Miami. Maybe a 3. Lexi Hull's win-loss record is not better. The team's come on, man. 3. She's a 3. I just showed you who my wife is. You think I have any interest in Lexi Hull? Please. I ain't y'all. I don't roll that way. No, she's not. She's an overrated defender as well. She might be their best defender, but she's an overrated one. She's overrated. It's too blurry? Well, let's see here. Let's do this again. Yeah, I would much rather. Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen any of the post game interviews yet, so I'll be doing those tomorrow. I think Flau'jae Johnson is really hot. I think Rickea Jackson is really hot. I have no interest in someone that looks like Lexi Hull. That's none. No. Her defense is overrated. Her she's playing defense. She's playing defense. I'm defending. Her defense fucking stinks, man. Her defense is the fucking most overrated shit ever. I've never heard someone talk. Hey, yeah, to each his own for sure. But I've never heard anyone glaze so much about defense who gets blown by every time on the ball. You guys got to really, man, you're making me do this. Are you really going to make me do this? Are you going to make me do this? Because I did it last year on the 3-point shooting. Do you want me to show you her defense on the ball? I will show you her defense on the ball. Should I make a compilation of her dog shit on ball defense? Woo! I will gladly show you her dog shit on ball defense. Stuff where people say, that wasn't a foul. Yes, it was. That one, yes, it was. That one, yes, it was. Come on, man. I hate whites. Oh, God, okay. Savino, you sound like an Italian. Savino, or you're Italian or Hispanic? It's not Savino, so I mean, I'm sure it's Hispanic or Italian. Really? You really believe this? You really believe this? So the Fever made the decision to sit her to lower her value so they could keep her instead of trade her or offer her a good deal. This is what is the deal in the WNBA, that you really believe this. I'm a little scared, but okay. I don't hate white people. That's stupid. I mean, come on now. If Lexi Hull got traded, what would y'all do? Rickea Jackson is beautiful. She's way prettier than Angel Reese. Come on now, it's not even close, Marisol. No, Rickea Jackson's smoking hot. She's beautiful. I hate her outfits to games, but I think she's beautiful. Notice that she's always the one sitting right next to Caitlyn while Caitlyn's on the bench. That's literally her job, is to sit next to Caitlyn. That's her job. I've said that Caitlyn cries a lot too. But we're talking about two different things. I'm not talking about on the court. Kelsey Plum cries off the court. Pay attention. Kelsey Plum says stupid shit off the court. Couldn't care less about on the court. I'm talking about off the court. How many of y'all would become? Yes, Rickea puts Angel Reese to shame. No question about it. I agree with you, Alberto. If Lexi Hall got traded, are you gonna leave Caitlin Clark? Are you leaving Caitlin Clark if Lexi Hall gets traded? Are you now a Golden State Valkyries fan if Lexi Hall gets traded to the Valkyries? Are you a Chicago Sky fan if she gets traded to the Chicago Sky? Are you a Liberty fan? How about a Mystics fan? Or how about a Dream fan? Wings, Lynx, Mercury, Connecticut Sun, or maybe Boston Sun? I want to know. Lexi Hall gets traded. Are you gonna abandon Caitlin Clark because y'all are in some of y'all are infatuated with the appearance of sexy Lexi? No, she doesn't shoot the three better than Caitlin Clark. No, she doesn't. That's stupid. Don't. Nah. See, that is where data lies to you. That is where data is bullshit. There's no one on the face of the earth would ever say that Lexi Hall's a better shooter than Caitlin Clark. I don't care what the percentage says this season. I don't care what it said last season. You allow Caitlin Clark to shoot 75 wide open threes. I promise you she's shooting upwards of over 50%. Over 50%. So if no one on what team likes, so Cunningham doesn't like Caitlin Clark? Is that what you're telling me? Cunningham, who's the only person in the WNBA who has spoken on behalf of Caitlin Clark? Because Lexi Hull's never said one word on behalf of Caitlin Clark. Yeah, nobody would buy Lexi Hull's jersey in fucking Chicago. What are you telling? Cunningham has replaced Lexi Hull. Cunningham is Lexi Hull, a better version of Lexi Hull. And you want to know what? You want to know something funny? You want to hear a funny story? Lexi Hull was a first round draft pick. Lexi Hull was the 6th pick in the draft in 2022. The 6th pick in the draft. I think Sophie Cunningham looks 10 years older than she is. Yeah, CC plays zero defense. Okay, see, I see you're trolling in here. CC plays zero defense, yet the Indiana Fever defense when CC plays is better than when she doesn't play. Sophie and Lexi are not forwards. Well, Lexi's not a guard because she can't dribble. You want to know what Nick messaged me? A former collegiate Division I point guard. You want to know what Nick messaged me during the game? You want to hear some funny shit? Yeah, yeah, she must be better than Caitlin because she played on the national championship team in college. If CC goes, I think Sophie would follow CC wherever she goes. But no, Sophie Cunningham needs some sunscreen because she's aging really fast. She looks like someone. She's from Missouri. If you're familiar with Missouri, the Ozarks. People go to the summertime in the Ozarks all the time. It's a big place. I don't know what you're saying, Yeah, no, Dick was a starting point guard, Division I starting point guard, and he's better than every WNBA player there is. So right now, even at 37, this is what Nick texted me during the game. He said, "Give me Natasha Howard bringing the ball up the floor over Lexi Hull every time." That's how bad Lexi Hull's ball handling is. That's what Nick Taylor, starting Division One point guard, state champion point guard in high school, said about give me Natasha Howard. He watched the game. He was texting me during the game. He don't have to still be playing. He played. He's 37 years old. He just retired from the CFL. He just retired from the CFL. Nick Taylor at 37 would dust every one of these women in basketball. Come on. He would jump over them. He'd dunk on them. He can dunk at 5'9". 5'9", he can dunk. But anyhow, you believe what you like. I know what basketball looks like. You pay a $4.99 subscription to watch Nick dust up the WNBA players? Ooh, that's funny. Yeah, I would too. I would too. He beat them. He would beat them. I think the only one he might have some struggles with are the big ones because he's 5'9". But I don't think he would because I don't think they could guard him. He'd blow right by them. He'd blow right by them. But anyhow, folks, that's going to do it for tonight. It's 2 hours and I got to go to sleep. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. After 2, I have to be up at 7. So y'all have a great night. Appreciate y'all. God bless. Hope it was a great. The game sucked. We all know, but I enjoyed y'all being on here tonight, and appreciate y'all as always. If you haven't done so yet, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel, and I do appreciate you. Fuck the campers. Fuck them. Fuck them all. I don't care about campers. I tell you right now, if Caitlin Clark ever does what I said she should do, I promise you, it'll be the greatest moment in women's basketball. Bye. Have a good one, folks. Fuck the campers. This is Rudy's Rant. Probably come on out of the podcast.